How are you guys? This is Isaac Salcido. I'm very excited for this video today. We have a special guest, Sandra Mora. She's a financial coach, runs her own agency, public speaker, and the list goes on. Now, concerning the topic, you already clicked. She's my fiance.
I'm very, very happy and excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. And today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is couples finances. How about that?
Yeah. So let's jump in. Stay tuned, guys. So how are you guys? Let's jump in the topic of finances. And something we need to dissect is what money means to men and women. In my opinion, right, or the majority of what I've seen as men, money is status. That's what I've seen. What do you think?
Yeah,
Concerning women.
And concerning women, in the majority of the time, it means security, right? And it's super, super important to understand that before we jump into finances in couples, right? For us, it's security. For them, it's status.
Exactly. So that's where a lot of fights come into play, where I want to buy this brand new car, or she wants to put the money somewhere else or save it, or vice versa. So with that being said, we need to jump into the communication aspect of all of this.
Definitely. So once we understand that we have different meaning of money, like we understand money different, so we have to communicate. When we jump into a serious relationship or we want to make this commitment, we have to be open about our finances. We have to learn how to communicate with each other. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. You have to be blunt about it. If you're going through some tough moments, if you had really bad habits, you have to let your significant other know.
Yeah, 100%. I believe that when we decided to, you know what, let's start planning. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. There was two things we did. It was truthful in the sense of where we're at with our savings account, everything. If there's debt, if there wasn't debt, we just opened everything to where we were at. And the second thing is our habits concerning how we spend. So she saw my whole spending habits on my Chase app, and I saw hers. Why? Because sometimes people say, oh, I don't spend money, but then where is it, right? So it's about being truthful, honest, and for men, sometimes it's you just gotta be open about it. It's all good. It's all good. This is an exercise that's there for you guys both.
Yeah, definitely. And when we talk about communication, think about it. When you jump into a serious relationship, if you never have this conversation and then you get married and you keep your spending habits, it's your account, it's my account, you guys are not doing anything together, then problems, you can have issues, right, financially, and you're not on the same page. And I just want you to remember this, that 90% of the time, the cost of divorce is finance, right?
Yeah. So what I've seen is definitely that couples that have money separate, right, that have separate accounts, have less money in savings than couples that have everything together, that they know how much they're saving, how much they're spending. Most of the time, those couples have a lot of money saved up. Why? Because they were communicating themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, it's not about, and I'm talking about once you're ready to make that jump into a relationship, like a serious commitment. It's not about, oh, he wants to go to Hawaii, I want to go to Miami. It's together. We're gonna share everything. And we're in California, a community property state. We're not starting there, right? And one of the reasons why we share this is because what we've seen with our clients. It's super, super easy to see all these flaws, and because they didn't start it with a strong communication when they were dating. They were not honest about their goals and how were they going to accomplish those goals together.
Yeah, you said something so key, and it's the wording. The wording of it's ours. We are gonna do this. The car, your car. By nature, we are very selfish. Everybody, we come alone, like from the womb. So what happens is that it's always my car. So when you get into this relationship, just using those different words, I'm gonna use the car, not my car, starts kind of helping out, or the bank account, not my bank account, or my paycheck, the paycheck. it helps everything out, even for us as men, right? It helps me detaching from what's mine and what's hers, and just totally detaching, and it definitely makes the process easier.
Yeah. And to be honest with everyone, like if you're not willing to make those changes, why even bother about making that commitment into like a marriage or a relationship? Just don't even bother, because it can create some issues, right, in the future. And so now that we know that communication is key, right, when it comes to your finances as a couple, then we can transition into like, okay, now that we communicate, we have goals together, right? We share the same goals. And then we can talk about put a budget in place as a couple, right?
Yeah, definitely, because then you put goals. Maybe it's getting out of debt. Maybe it's paying the student loans that I have or she has. So as you guys put those goals in place, they definitely help a lot, because you start getting those little achievements together, and you create great habits around money. And maybe it's buying a bigger home.
Yeah.
Maybe it's having another kid, but definitely it becomes a stronger relationship, I believe, and that's what I've seen with my clients.
Yeah. And as well, not only with our clients. I mean, we're about to get married, and we had to put our finances together, and then we had to have this conversation. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we do this for a living. We help people with their finances, but that doesn't mean that we're doing everything to the point, right? So we went and had this conversation because we noticed that we were spending a lot of money and eating out. He was buying me a lot of coffee, taking me to restaurants. And it's normal when you're at that stage, when you're starting to get to know each other. So it's about sitting down, you know what, we're spending a lot of money in eating out. Is this really going to align with our goals for our future? What can we do together as a couple to make that better? Because we work as a team, right? So that was very important. That was eye-opening for both of us. Like, okay, we can only spend this amount of money a month on eating out, groceries, or all these little things that you put in a budget, but together, right?
Right. Yeah. So it is about that communication, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And the last 3 things to finish off is, the first thing is, how does your husband, wife feel about money, right? Try to understand their perspective. The second thing is the honesty and the communication aspect. And the third thing is creating a plan that you guys can execute for your own well-being.
Yeah, definitely. And creating a plan, it's a big part of it. We can talk about different topics in the future. If you like more information about this, let us know. And then we can also share different tips on how to budget and how to start saving money when you're dating, when you're going out, and what activities to do.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much, and have a phenomenal day.